Made it. Oh my God, I made it. Made it. What are we doing here? Okay. Made it, made it, made it. Morning, gang. Did I do some sprinting? It's just a normal morning. Just a normal morning. It's 8 o'clock. I've been at it for 2 hours here. My work plus Cameron's work. He's off for this week at the busiest freaking time of year. His order's pouring in every night. So I get up in the morning, they've got to be processed now because Ome workshop starts in an hour from now at 9 o'clock or so, and they've got to be ready for shipping. Shower, who can have time for a shower? Sorry. Anyway, let's go. Let's get to work here. It's block number 4. Block number 4 for the first sprint of next year's series. We finished up number 3 yesterday afternoon. I think you saw me carving partway through it. It's the tree thing. It's all finished now. That's done and tested. It's okay. Next one up is going to be, this is one, I think this is printed in a pale red color. I'm not really quite sure. Let's have a look at the original, see if I can find it here. Yeah, this is one that's going to be the red, the brick red that you see on the temple. It's this one. It's got some outlines. You can see it's got some outlines over the right hand side. There's a couple of people's outlines. These are going to be faint. It's a faint brick red. It's not the orange glow you see at the bottom. It's the brick red on the temple. And I've got to line it up. And in order to get it lined up, it's got its own registration marks, but if I just cut these, it's not going to be accurate enough. So what we do is, I just took a test printing right now of block number 1 and block number 3. Got them lined up. They line up very well. We're not going to take this, peel it, and put it on top of here to line up properly. I'll need my close-up glasses for this. And this is a tough one. I think you can see how it works. Look, if I get this, you can see how it works if I zoom in here. The edge of those tiles, you can see what's going to happen? Is it focused? It's one block with, trying to draw it. One block, the one in black, has a wiggly line like this. And then the other block in red coming from underneath it has a wiggly line like this. And if they match up properly, it'll look like the edge of that tile roof, if they match up properly. And I think we've got it here. This is the problem with these prints that don't have key blocks for everything. In the Japanese system, everything's outlined by a key block, but this stuff we're doing with Jed this year isn't going to work that way. I think we're okay. There's a huge crowd of tourists outside. I guess they've just come out of the hotel across the street. I'm not sure. Or it could be an early crowd waiting for the kimono shop to open. recognize the language? I don't know. Okay, here's the block we're going to use for this one. Paper out of the freezer. Oh, it is not out of the freezer. Holy crap. Here we are. One of those days. It was just too much this morning. I didn't do that. Okay, Ethan, where's my glasses? I'm out of here. 1 minute. Hang on, 1 minute. I've got to get the paper out of the freezer. Who is this who reminded me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back in a minute. I'm up to the 3rd floor and then back. Hang on. Keep yourself busy for a minute. Soka, it's 8:09. Did she come by? I have no idea. Soka. Things are what they are. Sorry, guys. Anyway, thanks for the reminder about the paper. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's something else I didn't have time to do this morning either upstairs. Sorry about that. All right, look, let's get to this. My God, what a day today. What a day today. Okay, where am I? What am I doing? This is ready. I have to cut the registration marks, paste it down, and get going. What a day. seem to have lost my little plastic thing. Okay, we're going to make a noise here for a moment. I've got my hammer. If you're new here, I'll be making one quick, short, sharp tap. If you've got headphones on, it might be noisy. I'm just going to make one tap. I'll count down to it. If you've got headphones on, please take them off. 3, 2, 1. When I rummage in the box, it's noisy because that's where the microphone is. The mic is here. It's sitting in the box. So when I dig around for tools, it's right against the microphone. I'm sorry. Okay, it looks good. Let's paste it down. Anybody see the water bottle? I get the feeling it's going to be one of those days. This is that crumbly gumpy. It doesn't come off in nice smooth sheets. It comes off in little small pieces. So, I don't know if you can see the magnification, but the edges of those tiles, along the edge of that, the top edge of this thing here, where my finger is, there's all those tile shapes carved in small little circles. And if they line up well with the other block, it'll look like tiles. The printers are going to be just so upset with me about this, you know. Okay. All right, let's get started on the day's work. Lights on. Scope in place. Let's zoom in. Where am I aimed at here? Is that a bit too far? Is that it? Okay. There we have it. Okay, I haven't seen much in the chat. Sorry here. No idea what's been going on. I'll get back to this later. I'm sorry if I've missed questions and stuff. I'm sorry. Next to the Orangina. I don't quite know what's going on here. Peel 0 out of 10. Sorry, this is not the peeling type of gumpy. You can see it. It just fractures. You can see the little dots. There's good gumpy and there's ungood gumpy. Are they not excited for the challenge? The printers like challenges, but there's a point where it's not a challenge, it's just troublesome. There's a few things wrong with this way we've done this print, Jed and I. Again, we could maybe explain some of this. Traditional Japanese print, there's a block with the outlines and there are separate blocks with the colors. And you choose a real hard block for the outline block and you choose softer blocks for the color blocks. When the printers print the outline block, they do it knowing that there's just thin lines. They don't use too much pressure. They use just enough pressure to print the thin lines. When they print color blocks, they have to use tougher pressure to get the good smooth color. You never, never, never in Japanese tradition mix a solid color and thin lines. Now, Jed and I are trying to take this print and minimize the number of blocks. Instead of making this with 20 blocks, we're trying to make this with 4 blocks both sides to try and keep the cost down. If we did, I'm just making a number up, if we did this with 20 impressions, this print would have to be $100, over $100, just because of the time it takes to do all the impressions. So we're trying to make a kind of a Shinhanga light to get the impression of a Shinhanga print, but without the insane amount of work that it takes to do it. This may work and it may not work, I don't know. And the way we've done it is, if we pop up the original image, we've explained this a few times on the thread, we're layering the whole thing. The key block is a key block, no problem, we can print that quite lightly. Just like a normal key block, that's okay. But then starting right away, moving into the next layer, we've got a solid color to fill in part of that key block, and then the next level of gray going down. You can see it in the image on the left. Difficult to print because it's got fine lines and solid color. The printers are going to go nuts when they see this. And then this one's all solid color, but it's got fine tree branches. Then the next one, the one I'm doing now, is solid color plus lines. The result in Photoshop looks fine. You can see it on the left there. In actual woodblock print at this scale, what's it going to be like? I don't know. And it's also quality of wood. To get a smooth color here, we need to choose a fairly soft piece of wood. If it was very hard wood, then there's going to be streaks and lines in the color area. But if it's too soft, these lines are going to get crunched. So this is a big experiment, and I'm not 100% confident about where we're going with it. We will get a print. It will look something attractive. Whether it's going to look as clean and neat and as wonderful as the one you see in the sample there on the left, I don't know. Anyway, we're in it now. Bridges are burned. We're going for it. Okay, too much explaining. I know you guys already know this, but whatever. Anyway, so back to work. No, double click, going the wrong way. Crows are busy out there this morning. The tourists who pass by, the largest number of them, of course, are Chinese. I forget the raw numbers, but whatever. A huge percent of the tourists coming to Japan these days are Chinese. It's close by, it's cheap for them to get here. And that's what I hear outside on the street there. We hear the Chinese tourists. In the shop here, it's a different story. We get almost none. Most of the people coming in here, they're Europeans, North Americans, and other Asians. It's interesting. We get lots of people here from places like Taiwan and Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia. Those people come here, but we don't get tourists from mainland China and Korea. So even though we hear them go by in the dozens and hundreds every day, we hear them roaring by on the way back and forth from their hotels. They're not interested in the kind of stuff that we have, and or they don't know about it. Well, the kind of things that are best for our business on social media and stuff, YouTube and just general Google searches and stuff, that's not happening in China because Google and YouTube are not either not available, whatever, or not popular over there. The Google organization is so important to us, you know. We didn't plan it that way, and whatever, that's the way it's worked out. If something went wrong with them, they're not going to shut down. But if they shut down, we're in big trouble. Or if their algorithms dramatically change or something. I don't know. At the moment, the things we're doing and offering seem to match the way the Google system works. YouTube is recommending our videos, and the Google search system sends people here. When you search for woodblock something in Tokyo something, we come up. We don't do any specific SEO or optimization. We just try and make interesting stuff, you know. Last known God, I was in the shop yesterday. What? Did I see you? Do I know? Did you say hello? I don't remember anything about this handle name. Oh, wait. Yes. The guy with the black hat. Yes, okay, I got you. I didn't recognize the name in the connection yesterday. Sorry about that. Okay, I got you now. I didn't make the connection yesterday when you were here. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's why. You were looking a bit funny. You were thinking, Dave's supposed to know me a bit better than this. Why doesn't he say something? I get the connection now. I remember now. Okay. Win some, lose some. Lose most of them, I guess. I don't know. Look at all this. Just too much to read here. I'm sorry. Too much to read. It wasn't so crazy busy yesterday. Actually, that wasn't so bad. You know, you don't know. If you saw yesterday, you don't know crazy busy. Okay, but I've got you now. Sorry, I didn't make the connection yesterday, but yes. My apologies, sir. Crazy busy. That's not crazy busy. You know, remembering the people that come in the shop is getting now to be, not to make excuses for myself, I'm sorry, but trying to remember who the people that come in the shop are. There's sort of three levels of it. There's the level where I don't get anything. A person's been here before, but I don't recognize it, and, you know, zero. I ask them, hi, where did you come from, blah, blah, blah. And they say, Dave, I was here last week, last month, last year. I just have to apologize. That's level one. Level two is what happened yesterday. This young man is here. I know I've seen him. I know we've chatted. I know we know each other. But I didn't know the name or the ID that goes with it. And then the third level is, which eventually I finally do get it. Somebody comes in and I remember not only that I've seen them before, but I actually remember which name goes with that face. So there's different levels of this. So yesterday I got to level 2. As in knowing I've talked to this person quite thoroughly, a couple of times they've been here maybe, but which name still escaped me, so. Third time lucky, I don't know. There was one of those, just a few days ago actually, there was a person in here, and as it happened, I remembered. I don't know why, just something triggered and whatever. I remember the guy's name, it was Paul. I said, oh, Paul, nice to see you back. And he said, he was quite surprised that I'd remembered his name, as was I. And he made some interesting comment. He said, my God, you'd be a great politician. I guess meaning that politicians have to meet and greet, you know, hundreds of people every day, shake their hands and stuff. And if they did happen to have that skill about remembering names and faces, oh my God, they're going to get votes, you know. So, I have to say I would not be a good politician in that sense, because, you know, I can get, as I said, I get to level 2, I've seen this person somewhere. But trying to match the name sometimes is just too much. Part of the reason why I was late, not quite late, but almost late for the stream this morning was, doing the order processing. In the orders, there was one that I spent way too much time on. It was an order from somebody in Hungary. That's okay, no big deal. Orders come in from all over the world. But we've recently switched, recently over the past year, when I turned over my order processing work to Cameron. We used to do all the order processing through a script on my website that came through to my mail software. And then from there it goes into my custom order processing software. And Unicode and stuff is no problem. The scripts that I've written it's written to work in Unicode. Everything works smoothly. And my Apple here, my Mac OS can handle Unicode stuff in email with absolutely no problem whatsoever. But when we made the switch to having Cameron do the work, we're no longer using mail that works directly to me. We're using a webmail interface because we're not using POP mail anymore. We're using IMAP mail so that I can access it, Cameron can access it. We've gone to a more generic system where different people in the company can access the same emails. So we're using a mail service provided by my web host. We're handling the orders through IMAP instead of a POP mail. And one downside of this has been when you get emails from people in different parts of the world that use more rare encodings and stuff. Now this webmail service is nominally Unicode safe, but in practice there's lots of times people type stuff into their address box or whatever that doesn't get through. That's the construction across the street. They're rebuilding a tendon restaurant, 3-story. And at the moment, they're still in the process of taking the building apart. They've got it shrouded, and they're just taking bits apart and dropping them into the garbage below. Anyway, whatever, the email that came in this morning from Hungary, the person's name and the person's address didn't make it through this mail interface. It was all full of scrambled characters. And I had to try and decode it. I spent way longer on that than I should have. I ended up finding a web page that had a list of street names in Hungary. There are such web pages. If you need to look up a street in Hungary, this wasn't through Google's Maps or anything. That actually let me down on this one, but I found a listing of street names in Hungary with the diacritical marks translated. There's some bizarre stuff out on the internet. I don't know what they're doing over there. I can't imagine what those noises are. I'm gonna go close to the door because it's pointless with that banging. It should help a bit. Too much here, too many comments. I'm sorry, I can't see what's going on. Fumi's here. Hi, Dad. Fumi White, that's my daughter. The other daughter, not the one we saw yesterday. No, whenever it was, a few days ago. This is a different daughter. The daughter the other day was Himi. This is now Fumi-chan. How you doing, kiddo? Did you see the stream the other day when your sister phoned in? It was kind of cool. We had, you know, the big joke, 4 generations on the stream here. It was good fun. Andre saved the day by stopping the feedback loop. So what's the deal here? You're at your grandma's place, are you? No, what's this? No, you're under your own name here, Fumi White. That's your own name. So you're not at grandma's place, you're at home, are you? At home, suka. Dave says you're shy, is that right? What? I have to be careful what I say about my kids here. I think Fumi's not so much shy as a quieter type. Her sister, Himi, the one we met the other day, is a really more rambunctious, outgoing, meet and greet, noisier type of person. And Fumi is more a bit similar to me, a bit restrained and not so much shy. That perhaps wasn't the right word to say, but whatever, just a quieter person. Jan, did you see that part in the stream the other day when somebody in the chat asked Himi, like, what was it like being with Dave, you know, when you were kids together and stuff, you know? I think Himi said something, I can't remember exactly what she said, but something like, well, I don't know, I don't remember my dad. All I remember is looking at his back while he was at the bench, and I thought, ouch. I thought, ouch, you know. Whatever, the things your kids are going to remember, what they're going to say and stuff, you know. All she can remember is my back. If you had asked me about those years, what I thought was the most important part of that, I think I would have said something like, you know, for me, I always tried to be there. You know, my kids' friends in their school friends, a lot of them would almost perhaps never see their dad. Their dad might be a Japanese salaryman, might see him on Sunday if they're lucky or stuff like this, you know. So if I'd been asked to say about those years we lived together, I would have said something like, we were always together, the three of us, you know. This block is really soft, you know. It's not so good for this. Oxid. Oxid was fun, wasn't it? That was really fun, Oxid. The tomato dish. I don't remember these things. Who is mentioning this computer game? Oxid. I don't know. It's actually still available now. Somebody has rebuilt it for modern systems. It's now called Enigma. But it was originally a game for the Mac only, I think. It was a game where you rolled around a black marble and used it to solve puzzles. And we had a blast, really, really, with no doubt, the three of us, we really had a blast with that. Sort of, you know, it sounds a silly thing to say, but we had real quality time with that, the three of us. You know? And we brought different skills to it. And this I do remember. I can say this without telling tales about my kids. When the three of us together played that Oxid game, you'd get to a certain level, and part of it is a puzzle aspect. What should we do? What are we going to do? I'm stuck. What do we do? And part of it was a hand-eye coordination thing. You might have to roll that marble over a very narrow path or against reverse gravity or something like this. And my two daughters were different ages, of course, you know. So it turned out that Fumi had better sort of puzzling skills, and her sister Himi had better hand-eye coordination skills. So we worked as a real team. I'd be watching, and these two guys are looking at each level, and usually, not always, but usually Humi would get the puzzle part of it worked out, and she would then direct, while her sister would actually manipulate this black marble into the correct positions. So it was really a team aspect. It was, you know, designed as a single-player game. But we could do it. We played it, the three of us together. It was great fun. Humptony great fun. We also worked through the different games in the Mist series together. I think there was Mist, Riven, and Exile, I think, were the three that we did together. We had a hoot with that stuff. If you're going to talk tattoos again, I'm out of here. splinter this word today. He saved my life today, though. I hadn't brought the paper out. It was Sugasan's paper and Dei-chan's paper, and I forgot them both, but somebody, was it Koringami? Somebody this morning reminded me, so please remind me, every day, keep reminding me about that. Most days I will have it, but today I had forgotten, so thank you very much for that, the paper reminder. Suga-san thanks you. She doesn't know about it yet, but she thanks you. There's somebody going up the stairs behind me there. Maybe that's Suga-san kind of coming in. If so, she will find her paper happily defrosting. Thank you. If she's here, that means it must be getting time. What time is it now? We're moving along. 9:11. Okay, we got about 20 minutes or 15 minutes left here. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh, Day-chan. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? You look quiet. Are you okay? No problem?
It's quite cold.
Cold out there. Tell me. How's your schedule? You want to come and sit for a minute and chat with the stream for a minute or not? Or is it too much to do? Cameron's not here these days, so. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I'll take this here. Sorry, thank you. Here at A-chat. They've been talking about all kinds of stuff, and I didn't catch most of it. It's been a busy chat for them, and oops, quiet chat for me. I think my daughter's there too, Humi-chan. Remember from last week? You met? Were you here one day? She was here last week.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
She was in the chat here earlier. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Day-chan. I know it depends on your language. She's either R-E-I, Day-chan, or she's R-A-Y, Ray-chan, right? Mm-hmm. Young lady who's been with us for half a year now.
Yeah, almost like 8 months.
Something that long, really.
Yeah.
Coming on for a year then.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah, well, when we get closer, let us know and we can have a 1 year celebration or something. I won't remember. I won't know. So.
Okay.
We got a busy party schedule today, right? It looks full. There was more overnight.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be 4, 2 or 3, I think, for the last one. So
They said DGC2002 said we were talking about a picture of Dave in a dress. Dave in a dress.
Oh, they keep talking about something I can't there. I think because my daughter was there, they were joking about it. It's the earliest baby picture of me. It's in a Japanese, an English little pinafore, I think they were called. It looks like a dress. It's just what babies used to wear back in the 1950s. So. And I asked my mother about that one time, a long time ago. Why did all babies then, both boys and girls, have dresses? And she said it wasn't a dress. It was a pinafore/smock. And she said, remember, there was no diapers. I mean, there were diapers. It was all, cloth diapers. There were no changeable diapers. So what do? You get a baby. You don't want to be taking trousers off and pants off. Baby makes a mess. Lift up the dress thing and change the diaper and flip it back down. Well, she said it's totally a practical thing. There was no...
It's easier.
Yeah, just that was the way, So it wasn't a dress. It was a pinafore or smock. Underneath it was either nothing or a cloth diaper, so...
El Prepti said, remember hearing you talk about that in older times they didn't turn the workpiece when cutting it. Is that something you have tried to do and always why?
I don't want to talk about this. There is, there's nobody alive today, even my friend Asuka-san, good carvers. There's nobody alive today who does it the old way. I actually take a long digression here, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. In the ideal situation, with the most top-level carvers in the old day, they put the block down. Where's the registration marks here? They put the block down with the registration marks away from their body. And other than a movement about here and there, they didn't rotate the block. They carved, I can't cut the wood here, but they would carve with the right hand. I'm imitating this as a right-handed person. They would carve this way. They would carve this way. And they would carve this way, making relief cuts first. If they wanted to have a pen here somewhere, I don't have a pen, pencil. Here we are, there's one here. If they wanted to carve a line here, they would carve the outside of it this way. Then before they carved this, they would carve a relief cut, and then this one. Anyway, long story short, they would cut the whole block as much as they could without moving the block. And it had two benefits. One benefit, it was much faster. You don't sit there moving around. You just cut. But the second benefit, and this might be a bit different to show here. If you imagine a line that was carved this way, look at the angle of the blade here. The edge of that line is going to be a really gentle slope on that mountain. If you imagine that line being left after carving, it's like 45 degrees or something. And then this side of it, they would first cut a relief cut. Then they would hold the knife straight up and down and carve like this. So that line, as it was left on the block, I can imitate this. There was the sea, there was the mountain, and dropping off like this. So this line would have a relief shape of something like this, a gentle curve on one side, the top of the line itself, and a steep drop off on that side. Then when the block that was carved this way goes to the printer puts the registration marks towards him. Of course, he's got to put the paper in. And then when he's rubbing the pigment out with his brush, he's swirling it around, and he makes his final strokes away from him. And the final strokes brush the pigment lightly up these mountain slopes and pop over. And no pigment sits at the back side of those slopes. So it was really beautiful for the guys to carve very thin lines, and there was no tamari, no pigment at the top of these lines. So beautiful thin lines. So it was much easier for printers to print those blocks that had been carved this way. We call this now katagiri bori. Cut a hole one side only. Katagiri, one side cut carving. And the carved lines, and you can see them in old blocks, the carved lines on the block have a sharp or even an undercut sometimes at one side and a gentle slope on the other. And to do it, the carver kept the block in one place and used his wrist to do everything. Now, they were good at this because they started when they were 8, 10, 12, 14 years old, whatever. And, before, this was back in the old days. And they worked really strictly to learn how to do this. Now, I came along myself not knowing anything about this, so just started carving in a generic way like this in front of me. And of course, the common sense, you think, thought about that mountain. You wanted that mountain to have slopes on both sides. I didn't realize that wasn't the optimum situation. So the block we carve now, I'm carving this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. So my lines all have a gentle slope on both sides. It's printable. It's okay. We make attractive woodblock lines. But it's not really optimally the totally best way to cut lines. So, but is there anybody now alive who can do this? No, not even my friend Asuka Sensei. He's better at it than me. He doesn't rotate the block as much as I do. He'll get it this far, something like this, and then flip it around to the other side. But in this constant rotation, if there were an old carver from 100 years ago looking from my shoulder, he'd just be thinking, oh crap, carving like a little girl or something, whatever he would think of as an insult, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that was a short question and a long answer, I'm sorry, but rotating the block. So it's it's a bit embarrassing for me to say, yes, I rotate the block, because compared to the, best carvers of 1790 or something, I'm not as good as they were. Compared to everybody else alive now here today, then I'm doing okay.
Someone was answering already. Dave's self-taught technique doesn't allow him to do it in their way.
I'm not sure if allow is the right word. It would be better if I could do it without rotating the block. But at my age now, 67, I'm not about to try starting all over again. This is one reason, too, why we don't teach here. I don't teach this carving and printing. When people ask us, we send them over to Asuka Sensei's place. And he, although he doesn't do it exactly the same way it was done in the old days, he's doing it in the proper way by carving over the hand on the right, with the right hand people. So I get by. Is it the perfect classical technique? No. Do I make nice prints? Yes.
Quanta said,
very regular
any
person.
idea what chattakyo might mean? Chattakyo?
Are we speaking Romaji here, Kanji here? I don't know. What's the context?
I don't know.
You speak Japanese, Rachel. I don't even understand what you're saying. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Chatta, chatta, so chatta, kyo. I don't know.
I'm sorry, without context, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Treadmill 2 said, rough translation of the beginning of the Suga-san's reaction. He uses Suga-san's response. I don't believe it. You haven't done it. You did? Cameron explains that.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm not actually following him, so.
What are they talking about? Cameron? No, I'm sorry. I don't understand the conversation. Oh, is that going back to when we were talking about forgetting to take the paper out?
Did Suga-san came earlier?
Oh, no. I think I heard her go upstairs a few minutes ago. Oh, no. Today I actually forgot to take the paper out early this morning. But when we started the stream, somebody, Koringami, I think, reminded me. They've been reminding me recently, did you take the paper out? And most days I say, yes, it's out, thank you. Yes, it's out, thank you. Today I had forgotten to take it out. I didn't get a shower this morning. I just running all over the place this morning. So helpfully, they were really helpful. And Suga-san's paper and Dei-chan's paper. I think they're probably referring back to an episode where I did forget to take it out one day. It was totally a big package of paper. Suga-san came here on stream and said, good morning, good morning. At that point, I realized I hadn't taken the paper out. And she was not so happy with me. She's not, she didn't scream and yell and rant and rave, but I think that's what they're referring to. she did, go, oh no, or whatever in Japanese. I don't even remember what she said, but I think that's the conversation that's going on. There's a water dripper. So somebody is up there washing something or getting ready, or using the toilet or whatever.
Frozen Runner asked, Dave, how many times have you forgotten the paper and remember when the printer came in?
I don't know.
We only know of the one time with Suga-san.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. I don't keep track of such things. I very much appreciate the recent help from this stream and getting me to remember to take it out. That's all I can say. If I had a perfect routine every day, get up, go to the bathroom, get a shower, take it out. But recently, there's just so many things going on. This morning, I got stuck Cameron-san's work, doing order processing, and there was a ton of orders this morning. Oh, Ayama-san, good morning, good morning.
まだ本名から連絡ないですね。伝えない。
いた？ないです。と、スタイナーさんとカメロンさんの連絡あるかわからない。カメロンさんのメールが僕のパソコンから見えないです。と僕カメロンさんにメール出したんですけど、ちょっと連絡あった。カメロンも10日間の間にシャット、ゼロ、連絡ゼロです。
わかりました。
だからこれだけじゃなくて注文とか、客さん、注文メール僕は見えますが、客からの連絡、hilker@mokahankan.com 僕は見えませんです。
あれキャメロンさんのパソコンどこにあるんですか？
持ってきたんです。
持ってきた？
そう。
どっからもアクセスできない？
アクセスないです。本当に、10日間の間にアクセスゼロです。で、スタイナーさんだけじゃなくて、いろんな客の連絡もある。で、注文だけが入ります。だから注文の方も僕のパソコンから見えます。
あ、そうなんだ。
本当に大変、何があるかわからないですよ。彼が持ってきた。ポッ。
そうなのね。それ。
彼が見てるかわからない。私からの連絡にあったんですが、答えがないです。休みは休み。I don't know. I'm sorry. 多めにまで到着してないです。
多分またついたら連絡くれると思います。あ、今やってる。映ってる。
This is Aoyama-san, the young man. He's doing all of our work with making woodblocks, and he's the young man who built the shop. Built the shop, as in built everything you can see in the shop here. So.
いや、うちはヒロズのハンギ屋とかね。
OK、そうすると、この版木も第2セットにもありますか？ジョンさんがもうそろそろ始まりますから、始まりたいんですから。
その小さいサイズの版木がないから、下にその版木待ってるんです。
そっか。そっか。
どっか、ヒロズの何個かカットして使うか、それか、今まで買ってた、新木場で買った板を使うか。
I don't know ね。じゃあちょっと上行きますね。後で言いますけど。オマハ用のものとかなんか、そうすると彼が始まりますが。OK。
Constantly, I have to copy and paste, right?
Just now and then, whatever. Yeah. Don't need to paste it. Just copy it.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering that. I've kind of lost track of that. Whatever.
Blood King asked, "What do you do at the shop, Rachel?" I
Go on, just for yourself.
I do print parties and some tools, I guess. Tools selling, I guess.
Shop assistant.
Yeah, shop assistants. Yeah. So someone said, intern. Is this intern
No.
part-time
It's
job?
work. No, it's
Yeah.
part-time job. We don't do interns
Yeah.
here. Everybody gets paid properly. Absolutely. No, Rei-chan's very useful. Her English is so good. and she's learning about the prints here bit by bit. So even, you know, when somebody in the shop asks about what's this print, what's going on, Dei-chan can now do a very good job, usually, of helping explain. She's in the print parties all over the place. I don't think you can't run a 4-person print party really by yourself yet. Well, you're pretty close to that, I think, right?
Yeah.
Have you run a couple of smaller parties by yourself?
But not this big microwave.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Not big way.
Back when we were doing, Momotaro.
Yeah, I think that was okay, I think. But it's still kind of a struggle with explanation to people. But I think...
No, Dei-chan's doing very well for us. We're very happy with the work she's doing there. You know. When you think about it, you can stand there in that party room. There's a bunch of 2 or 3 or 4 big American guys or something, for example. This little 17-year-old young Japanese girl, and you take care of the party. You tell them what to do and do this and do that, and they get through it. And oh my God, it's okay. But you can do that. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
It's a good experience because I get to like learn to communicate with so many different people. So I think that's a good skill to have, at least. Oh, it's 9:30.
Okay, we gotta go. All right. Okay, I was hoping I'd get this corner finished, but I gotta get going. Oh, the money out of sound, isn't it? Are you gonna say hello? Maybe the stream hasn't seen you before. I don't know. Hajimete desu ka? Stream live no.
Live stream.
You can say hello. Say hello. Say hello. You can't run away. This is newest face here, Yamada-san. He's in the process of trying to join. You're getting out of the way, are you? Just say hello. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Too shy. Here it is. Whatever. Here. This is the newest face here, Yamada-san. Hi. Not working for us every day. Once every couple times a month, I guess, right? Trying to work in. Yeah.
Once a week recently.
Once a week. Hasn't been seen that much. Yeah, okay, anyway, I guess we better sign off for Dei-chan, whatever. It's 9:30. I gotta get ready for the party. 4 people at the first party. Who's it today? It's Teiko-san and you and Yamada-san. Okay. You'll be able to do this. Okay, guys, thanks so much. It's a bit a scratchy stream today. I know I was late getting started and whatever. Tomorrow's session will be what day is today? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be right here, same time, same place, carving this block. Just click that away. I don't. Yeah, so. Yeah.
And how do I turn this off? I can't remember.
You don't remember how to do it. Okay, anyway, just sign off. Tell them we're signing off first. Let them know what's happening.
Sign off.
And then click the button that says stop stream.